When I tell you this fight almost had me tossing my controller through the TV, I am not lying.
Feel like I'm destined. I don't need no Smith and Weston. No, who you testing? Fuck a scantron, here's your lesson. Knife and testing.
Alright guys, so if I sound a little bit more excited than normal, that's because I legitly love this game. Like I've loved this game since it first came out. I was playing it on PlayStation 2, and that was back, and I feel real old for saying this, but that was back when the internet really wasn't a thing. I remember having to well, at least YouTube wasn't a thing. That's when I had to print out the walkthroughs on like a freaking 40, it was like 40 pages, no lie, dude. I feel so old talking about this now. I was talking to my twin about that the other day. But so the fight in the background, man, when I tell you, this was the most irritating fight I've ever had. Well, at least at this age now, it's not too many games where I get stuck on a boss, and it's definitely not too many games that can push me to the limit to where I literally almost threw my controller through the TV. Like, it took so much. It took me, I'll say, about 2.5 hours to beat this dude. Like, I was going through walkthrough tutorials trying to figure out how to do it, and it turns out this guy's this is more of a reaction type boss. So you gotta like pay attention and figure out when to use like reflect and dodge and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, even though I did finally beat him, I don't think I learned that reflect stuff. So, you know, I gave him my best. He was kicking my butt the entire game, dude. So this clip, you're gonna see me just getting whooped. I can't lie. I was getting whooped. I was getting thrashed. I couldn't do nothing about it. It was a lot of frustration going on, but that's not what this video is about. What I came to talk to you guys about is learning the plot of the story. So oddly enough, I played this game, like I said, since it first came out, and I disregarded like the ones that came out on like PSP and, you know, all of those. I just couldn't get into them. Like, it's whatever. So I ended up missing a lot of the story. So I call myself going back and trying to figure out the plot of the story. And so I watched this guy. I'm going to plug him into the description. I'm going to plug his link into the description. His name is, I think it's Barry is Streaming. I don't know if that's just his Twitch or if it's his YouTube as well. But he gave a great synopsis of the game, and I think it was hilarious because I tried to, like, so for somebody who's playing the game, you can kind of go along with what they're saying because it'll make sense to you. But excuse me, if you're trying to explain it to somebody who's never played the game before, it's you really sound kind of crazy when you talk about it. And so I was trying so hard to explain to him, hey, this is what's going on in the game, this is how it's happening, and his reaction was priceless. Because so basically my twin called me, my mentor, he called me and he said, hey, I need some new games to play, what do you recommend? And I told him my favorite game is Kingdom Hearts. And he asked the hardest question ever. He was like, can you explain the game to me? I've never been so tongue-tied in my life. I'm like, yeah, kinda. So I'm gonna clip Barry, the YouTuber that I watch who explained it to me. I'm gonna clip his portion into it so you can see his explanation with pictures. Also, that's another thing. Trying to explain something without pictures is a little bit hard. So I'm gonna clip his small part into this so you guys can see how he explained it, and then I will try to show you how I explained it to him, and it's hilarious. So without further ado, here's Barry.
If you lose your heart, or it's overcome by darkness, it turns into one of these little guys called a Heartless. 4. A body without a heart is an empty husk that turns into one of these slithery dudes, a Nobody. Okay, so you lose your heart, you create both a Heartless and a Nobody. Simple enough. 5. If you're strong-willed enough, your husk turns into a special kind of Nobody that looks like you and can talk and stuff. Okay, sure, fine, why not? 6. If both the Heartless and Nobody are destroyed, the original person is made whole again. And whole people are called somebodies. Just, I know.
Alright, so that was Barry explaining to the best way possible of what happens and how it works. So You know, listening to it, it sounded really good to me, and I thought that I was an expert on going. At least I thought I was going to be an expert on explaining it to my buddy. But I'll give you a quick example of how I tried to explain it. Even after watching that video, like I really thought I was a Kingdom Hearts expert at this point, like on how Heartless and all that stuff work. But here's my example of how I try to explain. All right, twin. So, okay, so in this game, there is light and dark, which represents good and evil as usual, and you have hearts. And when I say hearts, I don't mean like physical human hearts. I mean like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, it's not something you can touch. It's not an actual heart. I mean, it is, but it isn't. So I know. Just bear with me for a second. All right. So basically, when you so somehow darkness attacks you or tests your heart somehow. I don't know. I haven't got to that part yet. But if you have too much darkness in your heart, then you become this little tiny shadow monster, and it can attack you. And okay, all right, listen. So I know, stay with me. So once you become the little heartless, it's called the heartless little dark shadow monster, your body, your corpse is left without that heart, not the physical heart, because I don't think the physical heart even exists, but your body is left without a heart. And so it becomes an empty vessel, and it turns into this white slithery monster thing. And they can change, they can be anything. I'll have to show you what it looks like, but basically that's called a nobody. So basically, when your heart leaves your body, it becomes two things. It becomes a heartless, which is the dark slithery monster, or excuse me, the dark shadowy monster, and your body with no heart becomes a slithery white thingy. Like I said, it changed different, and it's called a nobody. But if you are a strong-willed person, as in you're like headstrong, like you're, I don't know, basically you're strong-willed. You know what willed means. Look it up if you don't. But if you're strong-willed, then your body turns into a nobody. It's similar. I mean, it has the same name as the slithery white things, but instead of that, it turns out to look just like you, and it can talk and think on its own. Bro, that's the best I got. Okay, damn it. Hey, so before you judge me, that was the best attempt I had. That's all I had. That's the best I got. I tried. I gave it everything I could. I thought I was a master at explaining heartless and somebodies and nobodies, but apparently I knew what I was talking about, but I just don't, I'm not that intelligent to try to figure the words out like he did. Like, he made it so simple, and he had pictures. I was on the phone. What did you expect me to do? Hey, they turn out to be these little shadowy dark monsters with yellow eyes and long feet and freaking weird ears. Like, I didn't know how to explain that. So if I was a Kingdom Hearts advocate, they would fire me, because Jesus Christ, I couldn't explain anything. I tried so hard, but it was basically like talking to a wall, because he didn't understand it. He'd never seen anything. This guy had pictures, yo. I even sent him the freaking video for him to watch, but he went off my word. So Kingdom Hearts, if I messed your sale up, I'm sorry, but I guess I did something right, because he eventually bought the game. But this next part, I'm telling you, if I would have butchered this next part, I butchered that part. So just imagine how this would have been. So, and that was easy. So I ended up trying to explain. I didn't even try to explain, because it would have been suicide trying to attempt this next explanation.
A new character pops up, the 14th member of Organization 13. What? Her name is Xion, and she's like, I'm weird, I don't know who I am. And for good reason. Turns out she's, let me just check my notes here. A replica of Sora created by Xemnas using the memories Naminé took from Sora as a failsafe in case Roxas ended up not going along with Xemnas' crazy schemes. And thanks to Naminé, some of Sora's memories wound up in Roxas too.
You try explaining that to somebody who's never even played the game, who doesn't even know half the characters. Hell, I don't even know half the characters. I like I said, I missed all of the PSP games and the Nintendo DS or whatever. So this is new to me. How the hell would I explain that to him? I mean, Jesus. I mean, I could send him the video, which I did, but he probably didn't watch it because my explanation probably confused the absolute hell out of him. So this is my dilemma. So guys, like I said, I'm gonna plug in the link to Barry's channel and that video. Actually, I'm gonna just plug in that video into my description because I can't explain it. I tried. That was my hardest. Literally, that was the best I could do, guys. I tried everything possible to explain that to him, and because I didn't know much about the other games, I didn't even try. There was no reason. Like, if I can't even explain the basics of how the darkness is created, or what attacks the light, or how the hearts play into a factor in the game, then there's no reason for me to try to explain it. And Barry, I respect you so much. You and the guy that you interviewed that taught you, because if you listen to his video, he actually explains that he spent a 7-hour streaming session with another guy to learn the game himself. So for him to break the game down into like a 33-minute video after 7 hours, this man paid attention and he did his homework. I don't have that dedication. I love this game to death, but that's confusing. That's so confusing. So Twin, if you're gonna watch this, which I'm pretty sure you are, I apologize. I really do. I tried my best to explain that to you, and because we wasn't in person, I couldn't draw. I couldn't just draw you a picture, so I tried with my words and it didn't work. So sorry for confusing the hell out of you. I love you, but guys, I just bear with me. I promise I'm doing my best. I did my best, but that's it, guys. I really wanted to learn about the story of the game. Like, I really want to follow it all the way through. So I am going to go back to YouTube and I'm gonna find some more videos, because I believe that the more people play it, the more opinions or more explanations they're gonna fabricate. Somebody's gonna fabricate something somewhere, and it's actually pretty fun to hear people pronounce the names. I don't know which one is which because everybody's name sounds right. Like Xehanort, and another guy called him like Xehanort, Xehanort or something like that. It sounded good on both ends. So, but I like the way Xehanort sounds. It sounds a lot better. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I really want to understand this game, but that's all I have for you guys. If anybody has any input, any comments that they want to tell me and fill me in on the gaps on some of this stuff that I don't know, even if it's names, if I'm pronouncing the names wrong, please let me know. And I appreciate you guys. If you made it this far, that is so much love. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best to be as entertaining as possible. I really love this game. I hope the background video was entertaining. I was getting my ass kicked the entire time, and I finally won. So the reaction at the end is real. I'm surprised I didn't scream, but I was happy. So once again, like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys so much. Let's hit this first. Let's go for 200. Let's hit our first 200 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Peace.
I finally beat him. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Holy God. Oh.
Pussy nigga so by mine. Spotlight, moonlight. Nigga, why you tripping? Get your Mariah. Try to look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so by mine.